Hi, Mick Corrigan here from Action Coach, and today I'm with Tim Smith. Tim is the managing director at Goodwin Smith in the footwear industry. So looking forward to having a good chat, Tim. Welcome to the UK Business Spotlight.
Thank you. Hi, Mick.
So kick off and tell us a bit about the business then.
So we're based down in Rossendale. I'm a fourth generation shoemaker, and I run a business called Goodwin Smith, and we sell quality men's and women's footwear online, direct to the public. And we set Goodwin Smith up about 10 years ago. Um, and yeah, we focus on predominantly kind of your leather shoes and boots. That's our kind of niche.
Okay, so it's all consumer driven then.
It's all consumer driven. Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't sell to retailers. It's just direct to the public on our website.
And who would you say is the Goodwin and Smith consumer? What would we see if we were out there on the streets watching people that have got your shoes on? What might they be like?
Yeah, so I mean, it's a good question. I mean, the customer is interestingly has changed over the years. So since we started it, it was a lot younger. So you kind of your customer was a chap because we just sold men's products at the start, but it was kind of under 30-year-olds individual. Whereas now it's 40 to 45 plus male predominantly, about 70%. We sell to men and then 30% to women, but it's kind of your older, well, say older, 40 plus year old person that's professional as well, who's looking for a good pair of shoes for occasions as well. And that's kind of changed over the years, especially since COVID, because a lot more people now have kind of dressed down. So that's kind of the younger ones have kind of dressed down a lot more. Whereas kind of the 40 plus still are dressing up specifically for occasions like weddings, christenings, Christmas parties and things like that.
Yeah. And what sort of retail price range are we talking about?
So our prices, the average price is about 70 to 80 pounds for shoes and about 110 pounds for boots.
Good position to be in then, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we've focused on creating a quality product, but really offering great value for money at the price points. And that's certainly helped us for the last 8 years. Well, up to really 2022, but certainly as we kind of look to the future with rising costs, we kind of want to pivot more to an even more premium price point for the brand. We potentially will look to offer different levels of prices, so we're kind of covering different customers.
And shout out for the website, Tim.
So it's goodwinsmith.com.
I shall be taking a look myself.
Thank you.
As a professional who might be slightly older than 40 to 45, but there you go.
Yeah, well, it's we've got lots of styles. So we've got over 200 styles on the website. So there's a lot to pick from, and certainly coming into the kind of the promotional period now with Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and the run up to Christmas. There's a few deals on there as well.
Plenty of activity. Great, super. So what would you say differentiates your brand from others that are, maybe in that niche as well?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, the footwear market's a really big market, and we've focused on creating a really quality product for the price point, so that customers are getting great value for money for the products. So that's kind of our uniqueness. It's offering great value, and we feel that in a really big market like footwear is, that we can offer a compelling proposition to people.
And supporting Lancashire as well at the same time.
That's it. Yeah, we're based down in Rossendale.
So what does the future look like, Tim?
So over the next, I mean, we've had lots of change with COVID, Brexit, and inflation, cost of living. Now that there's kind of a little bit of stability, we are looking to kind of pivot Goodwin Smith will certainly bring out ranges, higher price ranges in the future, and work with even better quality factories and materials, because that's what we're seeing from, you know, the feedback that we get from customers is that, you know, they would be open to higher price products as long as the quality was there, and they still got value for money even at those higher price points. So over the next, you know, 5 years, that's what we're doing.
And what will be the challenges along the way for you, do you think?
I think educating our current base of customers and bringing new customers on board who see us at a more higher price point, you know, 150, 200 pounds plus for certain ranges. So it's going to be really educating the customer. That's number one. I think also as well that the cost of advertising direct to consumer on, you know, through Google and Facebook is a lot higher, and it's looking at other ways that we can get new customers at a cheaper cost. So it might be looking at doing going to fairs, going to shows, doing a lot more. We do a lot on email, but, you know, really looking at our WhatsApp and text strategy, which is cheaper than advertising on Facebook and Google. So that's, you know, so it's educating the customer, and it's finding a way of bringing new customers in at a lower price, a lower cost.
Good. Nice challenge to have, yeah. So you've had a lot of change, as you said, and experienced many things. What have you learned over that period of time about business and about yourself?
Well, about myself, I think I've been fairly good at adapting, and that's what you've got to do in business. You've got to, when you know, you face lots of rejection, you face lots of obstacles, but if you can find a way past them, then and sticking at it, that's something that I've done over the last 15 years since I came on board, is finding solutions to those obstacles and just sticking at it, looking for opportunities, and taking risks, taking calculated risks. So I've basically built that up over the years, but that's something that I've kind of learned myself. I'm good at adapting, good at solving problems, and finding opportunities.
And you've had plenty of practice by the sounds of it as well.
Yes, over the years, it's even, you know, since COVID and since Brexit, there seems to have been a lot more challenges thrown at us. But I think that, you know, just generally for people who are looking at starting a business, I think if you keep your costs, your overhead low, that really just take the stress and pressure off while you're kind of getting your head around what your model is, what your proposition is to the market. You know, if you can run your business from your house or from a really low cost base, then if sales do drop or you kind of pivot into another area, you can still keep going. The worst thing is if you've got lots of costs each month and no sales coming in, or, you know, your cash flow is affected massively. And that's where, you know, businesses close down because they run out of money.
Yeah, absolutely. So final question then, Tim, hypothetically, with the benefit of hindsight, knowing what you now know, if you could turn the clock back, what might you have done differently?
Well, I think I mean, I came into my dad's business before we set up Goodwin Smith, but I think, you know, keeping overhead to an absolute minimum would be something I would have done. You know, I've seen other businesses who've got through challenging periods because they've had a very low overhead and they've still made profit. And I think, so number one, just keeping overheads to an absolute minimum. And I think also as well, you know, communicating your story, being more personable. I'd do that a lot more, because obviously when you've got like a faceless brand, if you're not, it's difficult for people to kind of connect and resonate with you because it's they don't see a face. So I think certainly just kind of telling the story more and getting out there in front of people is something I would do.
Brilliant. That's great advice. Thank you very much, Tim. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you. Nice to chat with you.